Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are around the world. Welcome to the March edition of the SingularityNET Insiders Pod Leaders podcast. I'm here surrounded by the top talent of SingularityNET, as always. And we are having a really good year, as I'm sure you've noticed, community. So first off, as always, let me say thank you very much to you for coming along and watching us. Thank you for supporting the project. Thank you for all of the enthusiasm and suggestions that I get from you in the community on a constant basis. Thank you for being there for SingularityNET. I'm in Dubai, as many of you have noticed and commented on our Twitter feed and our LinkedIn feeds. I'm having a really, really fantastic time getting really good quality time together with Mario and Marcello and talking about how SingularityNET and Singularity DAO can continue to grow together as we expand our ecosystem and grow more and more spin-offs, of course, Rejuve being the latest spin-off to have spun off. I'm also having the great privilege, honor, joy of spending time with Sergey Shalyapin, our head of neurocognitive architectures and CTO. And I've had the opportunity this week to spend really multiple hours, even days, talking about technical aspects of large language models, AGI, how to scale large language models and make them really, truly more intelligent. And Matt and Sergey may touch upon this in their updates, but it's been a mind-blowingly positive time so far here in Dubai, talking to our partnerships. The Singularity's Conscious City is still cooking along nicely, meeting new great investors and partners for different technologies, and spreading the word about SingularityNET. We were at two fantastic conferences and Nate attended a third, and it was a very entertaining moment. I was meeting with a CEO and he said, so who are you? I'm COO of SingularityNET. And he said, what does SingularityNET do? And I just looked at him and I said, AGIX. He was like, I am so sorry. That was a really stupid question. Of course I know who SingularityNET is. We've met pretty much almost nobody who doesn't know who SingularityNET is here in Dubai. We have huge amounts of interest from the investor community, from partners, from every kind of company in the crypto ecosystem. We're really keen to work with us, and it is simply gratifying that all of the incredibly hard work that this team had been putting in since 2017, myself and Jan and some of the phase 2 executives since early 2021, Mario and Marcello, of course, since launching Singularity DAO, you and the community and your loyalty and commitment and passion for the project. It's extremely gratifying to find that we are welcomed with open arms wherever we go, and brilliant ideas for new collaborations, new partnerships, but also strong sense of belief in us as the OGs of AI, the OGs of AI in crypto, and our very, very solid reputation, which we carry with us. So it's been an amazing month, as I say. Cogito and Hypercycle have progressed rapidly with investment activities, and we launched the voting for the Loyalty Rewards program and for deep funding. And most significantly to all of you, I would like to offer a very, very, very warm congratulations to Jasmine with the support of Mario Marcello, John, Robert at Singularity DAO, Ibby, of course, Peter. I'm sure there'll be people. You'll remember everybody, Jasmine. But it was an absolute pleasure and an honor to be here in Dubai for the launch, spending time with Jasmine, hearing her consistent and clear vision for how she takes Rejuve forwards from here onto ever great heights of success. So Jasmine, congratulations on your very, very successful token launch. Welcome to the world of full wings off, taking off CEO-ship and tell us how was March for you?
Hi. Yeah, thank you. So of course it was absolutely amazing. Yeah, because on the last update we were talking about, just hinting at, a launch is impending coming soon to here it is. It's here now on the next one. So yeah, due to the incredible work by Singularity DAO team and the SingularityNET blockchain team and marketing and all others who participated, we were able to get it done super quickly. We launched it on the Singularity DAO Launchpad. So that was the second project to go live there. We also were on DAO Maker, which is one of the biggest launchpads in crypto right now, and also Step Launch, which is also by another health app company. So great user base to begin to get awareness of our project out there. So we're on 4 different chains: Ethereum, Cardano, BNB, and the Step chain. We're already seeing lots of people interested to come onto the beta, medical professionals and influencers and others. We are still kind of offering people to see the beta at this time, but only kind of by special request. And this is because of we have some simulation tokens in the app, and we don't want there to be mass confusion about the real token that's now live. So that's the reason why we kind of close the beta versus the open close model that we had for the past few months. So, do contact us if you really, really want to see it and have vital feedback, or you want to collaborate with us. Development continues on the AI side of the app. We are still expecting to launch in Q2. We'll have a more solid date on that in the coming weeks, as we continue to finish up this update and test it and make sure that it's truly amazing for everyone, given, of course, the AI having this great peak of success right now in industry news. We also do have some interesting partnership negotiations ongoing. I guess to give a hint, there are like certain industries that are trying to press into crypto and AI and catch the wave as well. So we should have announcements on that pretty soon. And we recently did a pubcast with Mindplex and the Rejuve Bio team, and that was super fun. Hope you guys all seen that, and it is, I think, still available on YouTube to watch. It was a really great event. We kind of took a deep dive into the Rejuve project and its future implications on longevity and biotech. Yeah. I'm super excited about where Rejuve is headed from here on out. Again, we're beginning hiring as well. So keep an eye on that.
Oh, yeah, that's a very good point. We tend to see this as an end point of a trajectory, but it's really a start, right? So this is really the launch, and we are very excited with you to see where that will end up. Together with Kennedy from Rejuve Bio, of course.
Yeah, and also, of course, big thanks to the SingularityNET community, AGIX community that has been with us and supporting us for all of this time, since the incubation of the Rejuve project way back in 2018. And it's been an amazing journey here, like seeing this project come from just an inception idea stage into the final, well, not to the final, but to the actual launch phase. And also, just through the SingularityNET project for incubating and bringing this project to life, and seeding all of the resources to bring it forward into the world, and everyone that took part in the actual preparation stage, as mentioned before.
We would be nowhere without our community. From a deep funding perspective, I know that there's no other. Also with the current voting process coming on, where we ask even more engagement from our community. So that goes on and on. There will be more things after this as well. So yeah, we are deeply involved with our community. All right. Good to see Cloris, who is first to present today, because you have another engagement. Janet is not here yet. She will be in presently and do her own welcome. But in the meantime, I'm looking forward very much, Cloris, to what you have to announce to us.
Cool. Thank you, Ian. Yeah, so this month I have a lot of great news to share with the community. So first of all, I'm pretty sure everyone has followed the market that yesterday Coinbase was calling for builders for a non-fiat pegged stablecoin. And that is literally calling out Cogito's name because we have been, ever since last year, we have been offering a non-fiat pegged stablecoin that is both AI powered and also offers some inflation hedge. So I think the product right now is very much needed in the market. This is why it changes a little bit on our planning and business strategy. So basically, we will push much faster for our product launch and also our token generation event because of this favorable market condition. So as an update from the previous pod, so now we are talking about Q1. We were supposed to complete to release a demo for our Q1. So it is almost done, but we need about another week, mainly because of shortage of manpower. But we are finalizing it, so that should be available very soon, and the communities will be able to see it on our website as well in the first week of April. So I want to thank the team from Sergey's and Albina's blockchain team to help us make that happen. I know like in the first few months, they have been working very hard for Rejuve's launch as well. I'm very grateful that they can spend time on Cogito as well. So this is an update from the first Q1 roadmap. And then another great news I want to share is we have closed our fundraising, the seed round. I don't think this was made public in our roadmap, but this means a lot to us because now we can be really dedicated to bring a full team on to deliver the product. So that gives us the flexibility to be give us the resources to be able to really like build the product. So in Q2, we are mainly focusing on two things. The first one is our green index release. I think this still is our target milestone in our roadmap, and we are working on that as scheduled. And I do want to update that before we were talking about token generation event about Q3, Q4, but now the target is more about Q3. So we have bring it instead of like loosely Q4 kind of thing, but now we are aiming to get it done by Q3. So also before we're talking about launching Cardano, but now we are opening to both Cardano and Ethereum and potentially BSC. So this is something that I need to discuss with both Singularity team and also our partners. And in terms of product launch, we aim to launch our product together with the token generation event. And this is something that, since this is a recorded pod meeting, I do want to mention to our communities that so we will make use of the token generation event as an initiative to promote our product adoption, which means we will be launching some reward programs so that if users participate in our token generation event future, they might get some rewards for minting our green coin as well. So I will release more details when the date approaches, but that is something that I want to heads up the community. And in Q2, other than releasing the releasing the green index, we're also focusing on launching different partnerships because this will pave way for our future product options. So a very exciting piece of news is that Mario, I'm very glad that he's here as well. So we will have a call very soon to talk about how we can actually have some synergies between Cogito and SingDAO. And this has long been expected by the community, but we for the past time we have been like having a rough idea. I believe we will soon have like a more solid plan in terms of like how we can actually do this. And yeah, so that's about our update. And if the community has any questions, they can reach out anytime. Yeah, that's my update.
Wow, and what an update it was. Yeah, I think having this stable coin that is not pegged to fiat will eventually be a very important asset to our whole ecosystem. I'm looking forward to the specifics on the collaboration with SDAO. Maybe if Mario wants to say something about it, please go ahead. Yeah.
Sure. 1 second. Hi. Yeah, no, it is clear. It's super exciting what Cogito's been conceptualizing and now building. It becomes ever more so relevant given the continuous jitters around the stability of stable coins. It is clear that risk management and some financial innovation are fundamental for the next level of growth of the space. Cogito's taken a very unique view, so it is exciting to see how they will build it, and obviously it becomes apparent how synergies between Singularity DAO as a DeFi protocol and Cogito as a liquidity pool and a capital allocator and risk manager will happen. And so, as Cloris was saying, we will be exploring in more detail, but they range from cross liquidity capabilities, given that there's capital that will be allocated in both. I do believe that on the stablecoin side and on the ability to generate the yield on the coins themselves, there could also be some synergies, and also on the infrastructure side, how to move capital and how to allocate capital, which protocols to look at, how to manage risk. There will be plenty that we can work together on. Actually, some of the update possibly later we'll talk about some of these pieces.
Thank you. It's great.
Awesome.
Parts of our ecosystem coming together like that, and I think we'll be seeing a lot more of that in the months to come, and after that, how all these parts will fit together and create one wonderful ecosystem around SingularityNET. So this is a very good example. I'm very excited and looking forward to how that will unfold. All right, Cloris, thanks for that great update. We have a lot to look forward to. And one thing I'm sure that the community will pick up on is the word TGE, or token generation event. So can you tell us a little bit more about that and what we can expect when?
Yeah, sure. So we are targeting to have our TGE in Q3, but of course, everything is subject to market conditions. So I would recommend the community to stay tuned about our updates.
Great. Thank you for that. And now we really have something extra to look forward to. Thank you.
Cool. Thank you, Ian.
Maybe this is also a good moment, Connor, to give your view from a Mindplex perspective on the review of token launch.
Yeah, I mean, Mindplex has all kinds of perspectives, all kinds of minds plexing together with their different perspectives. As Jasmine said, the podcast just launched with Ben and the robots interviewing Jasmine, talking about Rejuve and its place within the SingularityNET ecosystem and its place within the Singularity. So that's the third episode of our podcast. We have a bunch more lined up, and we're recording new ones about every week. So keep an eye on our Mindplex podcast channel on YouTube, or mindplex.ai. You'll see podcast on the menu. Other than that, we have been pumping out news content, feature content. I think I can take this opportunity to announce we have a weekly column about to launch by one of the classic techno thinkers, singularity thinkers, Ken Goffman, aka RU Sirius. Will be writing a weekly column for Mindplex. Some of you guys have heard of him. He was one of the leads of the Mondo 2000 magazine, to which Mindplex is the spiritual successor. So he'll be writing a weekly column provisionally called Mondo 2030. Yeah, it's a very exciting time to be in AI. It's a very exciting time to be in crypto. We're expanding operations, hiring new writers, hiring new staff and assistants. given the current capabilities that are now available to us in generative AI, we're talking about how to expand and integrate Mindplex. The initial idea of Mindplex was, how can we create a platform on which human minds and machine minds can share ideas with each other, share ideas among their cyborg community. And so there's new potential there that wasn't available to us 2 months ago or 3 months ago, such as the pace of change. So we're talking about how do we integrate some of these language models onto the Mindplex platform. There's been some fascinating research. We wrote it up on our news section about researchers have found ways to use language models to intervene in bitchy online arguments and sort of smooth things over and be placatory. And how can language models reduce bias, reduce divisiveness, reduce harsh speech on a social media platform? This is really fascinating research to me, because if you think about human minds and machine minds coming together, we always focus on the limitations of AI and the limitations of, what can machine minds not do. But let me ask the question, like, what are the limitations of human minds? And, there's so many sort of flaws in human psychology that become incredibly apparent on a place like Twitter or YouTube comment section. And if we can create AIs that will play to if we can create AIs with strengths that will complement the weaknesses of human minds, then we can create a really holistic, wholesome online Mindplex. So we've been talking about language models that can do that, and how to integrate them with the SingularityNET marketplace, how we can have AIs on the Singularity marketplace. Feeding into Mindplex via API. So all that is in development and more.
That's also a lot to look forward to, Connor, and making the best of the name Mindplex by actually merging minds and now putting the large language models into the mix. Looking forward to what that will turn out to. So also for Mindplex launching the platform recently, this is also a start in building, and I think you're doing very good with your the amounts of visitors and so growing, and then also new kinds of content being built on top of that. So that looks promising.
Let me just I forgot to mention that actually our site traffic is going up, our podcast subscribers on YouTube, our Twitter subscribers, Telegram, all the lines are going up, which looks good to present at a quarterly report. And of course, most importantly, the number of you who have signed up to the Mindplex website. And for those of you who haven't, go to mindplex.ai and just click the register button. There's now organic active conversation starting to bubble on the website, so that's exciting to see.
All right, thanks a lot. And while we are still a little bit in the area of Rejuve with the podcast on Rejuve, I think it's appropriate to ask Kennedy from Rejuve Bio if there have been any breakthroughs on genetics research already.
Breakthroughs on genetic research already? Well, yes, we do have, not to try to get too technical here, but we have identified several transcription factors in our super Methuselah flies that are upregulated, whereas in our regular flies, they are downregulated. And those transcription factors mainly have to do with energy metabolism. So if you think of how an organism ages, that instinctively makes a lot of sense. We will be further studying them with our first part of the experiment for our time point analysis, which I'm in the middle of right now. So taking RNA and DNA from some very, very old Methuselah flies, seeing how their transcriptome is different at the end of their life, how their genes are being differently expressed than they are at the beginning of their life. So we're hoping to glean some additional insights into that will support and add to the research we have already done and the exciting things that we have already found.
And can you tell me a little bit about what the role of AI is in that research?
Oh, well, I mean, AI has a huge role in that research. My Chief Science Officer, Michael Duncan, is integrating all of the new genomics data into our bioatom space, which is what's going to be responsible ultimately for all of our cross-organism analysis. So not only data from the long-lived flies, but also eventually, hopefully, data from the Rejuve network participants will also be a part of that powerful AI tool. And it's all about speeding up the drug discovery pipeline and getting more effective science-based treatments and therapies to everyone who wants them.
Yeah, it sounds like a great marriage. So I was when we're talking about Cogito and Singularity DAO, we are talking about parts of the ecosystem coming together. But this Rejuve network, Rejuve Bio, and the sheer AI capabilities that we have, that also is truly great part of our growing ecosystem. So,
oh yeah, and it's wonderful to be a part of this ecosystem and really harnessing the power of these tools. I'm in my little health tech, biotech space, but seeing the effect that all of these tools have across all different industries, like you just mentioned, Cogito, and then obviously we have Jam Galaxy and everybody else, and just going across the ecosystem and all of the various industries that we are implementing these tools in, and really heading towards, beneficial artificial intelligence across all industries and for all kinds of help and good works. So
yeah, it's really emerging and coming together because it's very recent that we had the performance upgrades in DAS, our distributed atom space, which is part of OpenCog Hyperon, which enabled us to put all that genetics data into that database, which now enables you and Michael to study it and analyze it and make that step further. So it's all very timely at this moment. And there's more. Thank you, Kennedy, for this great update.
no problem.
So let's see, while we're at our pods, we're starting with the pod updates this time. Well, you already mentioned Diane from Jam Galaxy. So Diane, what do you have in store for us? Great background, by the way.
Hi, good to see everybody here today. Jam Galaxy and SingularityNET community. We're really thrilled to bring some amazing updates on our journey to transform the world of music. And we want to start by expressing our gratitude for all the support you've given us. In the next few weeks, we'll be unveiling our website's fresh makeover, and this is going to be designed to help people better understand all the developments ahead of us as we create together, support each other, and foster our community of communities. We also have our new singles. They'll be released pretty soon, and we're really excited about that. So just check out our Telegram channel and check out our Twitter for some previews of those. And as we work towards redefining the musical landscape, we're diving into the world of decentralized streaming with blockchain technology and AI services, and leveraging the power of decentralized networks to enhance transparency and trust among our artists, fans, and stakeholders. And we're super excited to introduce our new exciting things coming up. And I'm just not going to say much more there. But we're also exploring some new capabilities to revolutionize the creative process for creators, and offering personalized recommendations and intelligent music production tools for artists. And at this moment right now, before all these great things come out, we are forging new powerful partnerships, expanding our thriving community. Please join us on Telegram. We'd like to build that up and share with all of your communities and musicians that you know. And we're collaborating right now with our pioneering artist partners in anticipation of the Artist Portal debut. So stay on the lookout as we continue to innovate, creating a vibrant and inclusive music ecosystem for artists, fans, and everyone in between. Thank you so much.
Diane, that's just too much to take in. You have all these things that you mentioned. Tack, 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 tack.
There's so much happening. It's great. So I just can't wait to start introducing.
Let me ask you one thing here. One thing. What can you explain me a little bit about what decentralized streaming means?
It's a brand new thing we're trying out. So it's I'm working with some people from the Audio Engineering Society, and we're just trying to develop something that will allow people to host their own music in a way that's not centralized on our platform. We're just experimenting with different things like this. So this can help in a lot of ways, and yeah, stay tuned for that. We don't have all the details worked out, but we're figuring it out with some pretty brilliant minds. So
yeah, I'm sure about that, and you're one of those. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so looking forward to all the great things to come there. And talking about decentralized streaming, then the next thing that comes to mind with me is decentralized computing. Ilya, I think you're going to tell us a little bit about UNET today.
Yes, Jan, thank you very much. I will be representing UNET today.
So what do you have to announce or to tell, to share?
Yeah, I have a lot of notes, and it basically boils down to two main topics. So the first one is the public alpha release, which is a major release of the platform, and the other is regarding the finance report and the roadmap update that we did. So this month we have been laser focused on delivering public alpha, and why is it important? Because it is a crucial milestone for UNET in its mission to create a fully decentralized global economy of computing. It will enable compute resource providers and service providers on the platform to pay for the service via UNET's utility token NTX. It is a critical step in turning on the utility of the platform and reaching the next milestone of the token utility. So with the public alpha release, compute resource providers will be able to onboard both latent GPU and CPU resources to be used by service providers to run compute jobs on UNET platform and be compensated in NTX for the job. So we will be releasing public alpha with our decentralized GPU machine learning use case, which will allow individuals or groups to run machine learning training models on community provisioned hardware. So this is where it gets interesting, and it has been, let's say, touched during this call several times when we talk about large language models. So now imagine the potential use case, such as alternative open source GPT-free models being trained via a UNET platform on community compute resources spanning through the world. So with the technologies built into public alpha, we are building fundamentals to make this happen. We will reach it gradually in 4 phases. So the first phase would be deploying, training, and inferencing machine learning models on single consumer-grade GPU machine. So this is something we will be releasing with the public alpha. The second phase would be deploying, training, and inference machine learning models on single machine with multiple GPUs, such as mining rigs. And this is something we will continue immediately after the public alpha and hopefully this year. After that, we will be looking at deploying, training, and inferencing machine learning models on GPU data centers, as well as community-provided data centers. So these are the next stages to come. So we are still at the first step of the road, but we are carefully designing the technology in order to be able to move towards connecting virtually all compute resources into a global economy of decentralized computing. That's the name of UNET and our title. Based on the feedback of public alpha and exposure to the wider audience, we should gather that feedback and make improvements before the full launch. So another big part of the public alpha is the technical and smart contract audit. So we have been working with external auditors to check UNET smart contract, individual platform components, as well as platform as a whole. So our aim is to provide a stable and secure product as much as possible once we launch on mainnet. In regards to that, and in regards to have the final push in the release of the public alpha, the whole team has gathered in Tbilisi, Georgia, where we have worked long hours to deliver on this public alpha release. The high productivity and high team spirit were present during the entire event, and some major advancements were made. This can be seen on our social media, where we have even videos of our people celebrating major breakthroughs. Also, and I need to give an update on the release. Since we are building a very complex system, we want to be sure everything works as intended once released. The auditors are still checking the code, and therefore we have decided to go ahead and release public alpha on the Cardano testnet first. After the audit is complete, we should look at the findings, address them, and release public alpha on the Cardano mainnet. So we expect all this to be finished in the month of April. So we expect more or less this month to have the release on the testnet, and in the month of April to have the release on the mainnet of the public alpha. Of the other news which are worth mentioning is the finance report and the roadmap update. So we understand the importance of trust and transparency in our community. And to that regard, we have published our 2022 finance report earlier this month, which is available on Medium, so everybody can take a read through it and see where we stand. We have a high-level overview of we gave a high-level overview of UNET financial position in context of the overall business strategy. Also, in this report, we have outlined the current project trajectory for 2023 with an updated development map. We have also outlined key milestones we aim to reach in the coming year, with a focus on delivering a robust and user-friendly platform, which will empower developers, users, and organizations to harness the full potential of decentralized computing. So I'm very much excited with this release, as everybody is at UNET, because it will enable a lot of the use cases we have in the SNET and the whole ecosystem. So that would be all, Jan. Thank you very much.
That's quite a lot, Ilya. Thanks
it
a lot
is.
for that. That's great. I always go for my breath if people say and. So thank you. I would like to stress that decentralized computing as a concept is a major pillar of what we're aiming to do in the whole SingularityNET ecosystem. It's a major part of decentralization. When we have everything decentralized, but not our computing and our hosting, we're still not really decentralized. We would still be depending on cloud centers, etc. So this is really fundamental. And thinking about all these things, decentralization everywhere, basically. I had a job interview this week and somebody made the remark to me, it's like you're all living in the head of Ben. And I thought, yes, that is spot on. We're all living in the head of Ben, because all these things, DeFi, AGI, NewNet, but also genetics and also Jam Galaxy with music, we owe a lot to the mind and the ideation and all the things initiated by Ben. But I'm also grateful to the teams and people around here bringing it further. And as was also mentioned before, our whole community supporting us in that journey. Coming back to NewNet, I have one question for you as well, Ilya.
Sure.
We're talking now about a public alpha. A lot of things that you're mentioning, including paying with NTX, sounds already pretty mature. So what is the fundamental difference between a public alpha and a beta or a final product? Is that a matter of scaling, or are there other things at play?
So basically, you can imagine that the public alpha is the foundation, and on this foundation we will be building, of course, other features and other, let's say, enabling other utilities. So we will be expanding it, scaling it up. So you have seen that we are mentioning in our report that we have single GPU on single machine. So one part of the next iterations will be enabling multiple GPUs. So we have more and more computed, enabled and connected to the platform. Also, we are looking at integration of Cardano, Ethereum, and other blockchains that might come in the future, which might need a certain value. Also, you mentioned a lot of decentralized things. One of them is hosting. So we are also looking to build all these use cases on the top of the platform as individual business models. And this is what public alpha enables. And everything that builds on top will be adding more and more features and making the platform more richer. And all of this can more or less start with the public alpha release. Therefore, we are so excited with it, because it enables the whole new economy to flourish on top of it.
And you forgot one thing, is that, and me too, by the way, but thinking when you talk about platform repeatedly, when I talk about platform, I always think about the decentralized AI platform. And that's, of course, also something that we will bring together with NewNet at some point, so that the whole platform and the whole ecosystem around that will be decentralized. We're not there yet, but that is a topic we will be addressing in the future as well.
Absolutely. We had initial talks how to make this integration faster and better, and I do hope we continue on that path as well.
All right, great. Thanks for that update, Ilya.
Thank you, Jan.
Then we'll go to the last of our pods, and I'm now reminded that today we have 3 spun-off pods here. Rejuve, of course, which is now officially spun off and independent, NewNet. And then the third one, which is really the first one, is of course Singularity DAO. Mario, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you, Jan. Yeah, thanks for the intro. Yeah, it's been interesting times. The markets are behaving. Are behaving. There's never a dull day in crypto, and being SNET and DAO and all of us at the forefront or in the center of it, we are able to manage the risks properly, as well as capture the opportunities when they come along. Obviously, for us, along with the SingularityNET team, and in particular the SingularityNET blockchain team, in the past month and a half, Rejuve was a big focus. It was great to work with Jasmine, you, Jan, Sergey, Albina, and our team to make this a reality. It was a very efficient process and very successful launch. It's the third of many, and the more we do, the better we get at it, for the benefit of our founders and for the benefit of the community as well. So right now, on the same lines, we move on and we're focusing on Hypercycle mainly with the same team, so including SingularityNET, obviously, and also, as mentioned earlier, we'll be discussing with Cogito how we can help them as well. More to come. There's a great value and a lot of great work done by also the other projects such as Gem Galaxy, Sophia, Mindplex. So we look forward to collaborating with everybody and helping them in the last leg to get to market. Yeah, as Jasmine was saying, I'd like to reiterate how superior the SingularityNET ecosystem approach is. It is true that the market opens up sometimes and you have the ability of going out to market, but we have collectively taken Ben's vision and made it a reality into the creation of products. So when we go out and launch a token, it's not only based on a promise, but we're actually going out product ready, which is quite important and unique, especially when more hypey situations happen, like now in the past couple of months. So yeah, it's been great working with you all, and it's been great to be able to offer this opportunity to the community as well. As we know, we have quite a unique system in which we actually, through our launchpad, offer the same terms that we offer very early supporters, and which is also a unique thing about the SingularityNET's approach. And Rejuve was also quite unique because it was only a public launch, basically, which I believe also created some positive effects per launch. As for Singularity DAO in itself, a little bit of delays because of Rejuve, but we are working on a lot of exciting things. We met at the end of January in Athens with the whole team and worked on the 2023 roadmap, which includes, as hinted earlier, some risk management tools that will develop into a better management of stablecoin reserves for the Dynasets and for a specific product around them. So we are going to be launching a DAO event soon, in which we will propose to the community, or it will be proposed to the community, to the ability for Dynasets to diversify the stablecoin holdings that they have, in light of recent events around USDC, which is the last of many, and never knowing where the next will come from. We want to be able to have more flexibility in the management of capital, and therefore starting with diversification of the assets currently held in Dynasets, which at the moment are only on USDC and BUSD, and more tactically, when situations like this happen, having the ability for the DAM to be able to be tactically reposition the capital as Black Swans style events happen. What is taking a lot of our time also is Protocol V2, which is going to be proposed and released in Q2, where we're working on completely new and very advanced tokenomics in terms of stakeholders incentives, redistribution of value within the protocol, and new governance mechanisms, both on the economic side and on the DAO development side. And a lot of exciting stuff also on the quants and AI part, with the great work done by the Anton Kolonin's team on smart AMSA and smart portfolio management that is now being tested, and looking forward to get that deployed and possibly integrated with the Dynasets as well. We're looking for more Dynasets through the rest of the year, but I will follow up on that in the future.
Thank you, Mario. It's fascinating how these presentations go. I remember that a year ago, or maybe a little bit before that, it was announcing one thing, and then every 3 months something else or something. And now we have one update, and we keep mentioning the whole list of things that we're working on. So that shows for me how as DAO, as a team, is growing, and all the things that you are accomplishing. It's so much. And as you rightfully said, we have now done our third token generation event with Rejuve. And it's not that long ago that we really gave the kickoff. Yes, we're going to do this now. And from that moment on, from my perspective, which was a little bit from a distance, it was a really smooth operation. And I do think we're getting better and better at this. So congratulations on that very smooth event. Well done, even though it does give some pressure on the rest of the organization. That's normal, and that's how life is in this collection of great startups. So that's how it should be. But yeah, so by the way, stablecoins, does that mean that at some point you will also be integrating Cogito's Gcoin?
So that is a possibility. As DeFi protocols, we both are facilitating liquidity provisioning. We are also working on yield generating, more passively managed Dynasets, and there is absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be able to cross-pollinate the protocols also from a capital perspective. It has to be analyzed, but from the looks of it, it is possible.
All right, well, talking again about merging all aspects of our ecosystem, we have, of course, Cogito in the DeFi and Singularity DAO. But Singularity DAO also is doing other things for our ecosystem with the Dynasets, but also in helping us facilitate staking, which is a nice bridge to the next person. Sergey, you're in charge of a lot of things in SingularityNET. You have a lot on your shoulders. And engineering and blockchain is one of them. So you have been involved and your team in the Rejuve token launch, as almost the whole organization, I would say. And you're also working on staking. What can you tell us about that?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Yes, that's totally true, Jan. We did a lot of extra work on the updating voting tools and technical support of the token launches. Well, wonderful spin-offs, especially Rejuve launch, which went great. Once again, congratulations to our brilliant Jasmine and the entire project team. Thus, accordingly, the work on implementation staking was slightly slowed down, but slightly. Now with staking, we're on a stage of active testing, including high-load testing and final debugging based on the test results. Also in parallel, the final integration of staking into Singularity DAO front end is being carried out, thanks to the Singularity DAO team for the fruitful cooperation. And certainly, I want to express my deep gratitude to all the testers who make their contribution in Cardano staking testing. It is very important for the stability of the system and ensuring its flawless operation. So, yes, we're on the final stages. It goes well, and we are speeding up with finalizing that. If you don't mind, I would also say some words about the platform. On the platform, we are working productively on the improving of the platform and the services. And our support team is currently working with many service providers and actively using the experience to constantly improve the process of onboarding organizations and onboarding services. And we have more and more successful examples of placing new services on the platform, constantly improving the system and the process of loading new services and onboarding them. And we provide more automated tools to support the process, to make it more smooth, progressing all the time. And I cordially invite new service providers to our ecosystem. The moment is that's just a great moment to onboard AI. We are all seeing the obvious rise and flourishing of artificial intelligence technologies. So it's time. And of course, I should add something on artificial intelligence, I suppose. We are deeply involved in the progress associated with development of conversational systems, better and large generative language models. And with excitement and pleasure, we are developing much more complex and controllable neural symbolic systems based on generative language models, but augmented with logical representations and various memory layers, and also we implement perception, more complex perception, and build more complex cognitive architecture, complementing abilities of generative language models and advanced reasoning and perception capabilities, such as speaker recognition, motion recognition, enriching the situational awareness, and we are going to scale that approach significantly really soon. So that's, I guess, the most significant things from my side.
Thank you, Sergey. It's been an absolute storm of a time here in Dubai, seeing how hard you work and how much your team is is working so hard as well. It's non-stop for you at SingularityNET, 24/7, 7 days a week, as far as I can see. And just coming back to staking for a moment, just to tell the community, next week we'll be publishing the Q1 operations update with a full roadmap update. And following Sergey's focus on staking this week, now that Rejuve is out of the way, we will be announcing a date for the beta testing next week for staking on Cardano. Jan, back to you. You're doing such a beautiful job. Keep going, please.
Thank you, Janet. Yeah, I know how hard your team, Sergey, is working on all these things, on blockchain, on engineering. We talked about it last time already, so we don't have to repeat ourselves, but it's unchanged. You're really pushing the envelope here, and not just you, but also your wonderful team. So thanks a lot for that. We couldn't make all this work without you and without your team. We rely on blockchain, we rely on engineering, we rely on the platform. And then I haven't even mentioned AI, which is a huge part of your team, and something we will be talking a little bit more right now. So moving from engineering to AI, let's start with Alexei. Alexei, what do you have in store for us today?
Hello. We have continuous progress on OpenCloak, Hyperon, and Meta language, together with implementing a space API, which allows to create custom spaces, and in particular, it is an important step to integrate the distributed atom space. We also implemented bindings as first-class objects, and it, together with some other technical stuff, solved a number of urgent issues which improve language usability and so on. And we ported a component of the SingularityNET dialog system, namely an abstract meaning representation template matching, which was implemented with the use of OpenCloak Classic to Meta. And it works with the same performance as before, so it has not yet provided some additional utility, but this is the first important step, showing that we can finally start using Meta in our projects, and we hope this step allows us to introduce much more interesting things to our dialog system. Also, a first step towards formal Meta specification has been done. It's an important step for compiling, for example, for compiling Meta to Rolang, and to implement third-party Meta agents, which can be very important both in terms of blockchain settings and SingularityNET platform. It's not complete yet, but it gives us hope that this will be done. And we also have some progress on Minecraft. In particular, we implemented a way to extract main components of Minecraft ontology, and it was a sort of prerequisite for porting our Minecraft agents to Meta. So I guess this is all from the core Meta development perspective. Well, I would say our team will finally start growing soon, and we hope it will add a more pace to the development, which has already been quite how to put not rapid, but with a good pace. But we hope it will become even more lively.
All right, while we're at the topic of AGI, here is Mr. True AGI himself, Robert Werko. What do you have in store for us today, Robert?
Thanks so much, Jan. Yeah, so True AGI, I mean, we're providing enterprise-grade benevolent AGI for the benefit of humanity. And that spans everything from productivity to societal impact. So it's pretty broad. I mean, every day when I look at the markets that we can enter and penetrate and make better, it's just so huge. It's every marketplace that you can imagine on the globe. So the things that we're doing now is, one is for MVPs. Obviously, getting an MVP out early, making evolutions from the generations that we had in the past with OpenCog Classic, and as we move to Hyperon with the support of SNET. And the SNET community has been so great. I mean, the knowledge base there is so strong and world-class. Again, that's another thing I think about every day, is just the support that we get from the SNET community, the R&D community, and the other spin-off partners eager to join Enterprise AGI as we roll that out. So we are reaching out to clients across the globe and trying to work with them as candidates for an early adopter program. So MVPs, again, being very important, with being able to understand not just the client focus, but also their user community. So getting involved with them early on, we're in active discussions with some to get those requirements and mold them as we approach AGI, which again is a revolution from AI. So it's a big leap. So we're looking to get early engagement with lead users to generate the select MVPs that are aligned with our R&D goals. The partnerships, we're also expanding partnerships. It requires more than just, within the domain of AGI. It's the SaaS-based community, the enterprise community. There's a lot of other pieces to the puzzle that we are putting together with world-class partners. That's another exciting piece. Internally, we're doing, we continue to evolve IR&D, again, with the support of SNET community and the knowledge base there. And bringing awareness to True AGI to the public, to the community, to internal and external partners. That's the thing that we've been working on, and it will increase over time as we go through the next couple of months. So you'll be hearing more about what's going on in True AGI, which is exciting for us because we have a lot of things that we want to communicate to the world, and we will be doing more of that in the future.
So True AGI, thank you, Robert. So True AGI is all about connecting our AGI research and OpenCog Hyperon with enterprise organizations, right? And our framework allows for multi-dimensional, if I can put it like that, approach to AI. So that means that into our framework, we can also plug in any AI methods that an enterprise organization already has and make it part of our bigger AGI. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And that's a key part to evolving and helping clients that are maybe not even understanding what AI or are heavy users of AI. I mean, we can provide these APIs which can connect all of the stuff that they're working on that work, and it connects into the AGI ecosystem. So the API, the connection to narrow AI models out there today is something that we will be able to do.
Yeah. So in a sense, I think one of the red lines in any session we have, and also this session, is connectivity, right? So we have the decentralization in computation, we have OpenCog Hyperon, we have the platform which works on that, and we have the enterprises plugging into that, and we have the ability to make all of that connect. And also our Rejuve research will work with the same same framework and use the same framework. And in that way, also other enterprises can start using the same framework as we are doing. But they can choose, right? So they can also host their own stuff on their own network, on their own platforms, but still connect to our larger framework.
Absolutely. So the idea of being decentralized, centralized, or hybrid approach is what we're trying to achieve.
Exactly. I couldn't put it better. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. Then continuing on the topic of AI and AGI, our favorite topic. Matt, what do you have to add to this? Is there anything we can still add to this? I'm sure there is, actually.
There's a lot. So I'm going to start off by saying that from what I was listening to Sergey, I was listening to Alexei, I was listening to Robert, and one thing that came to mind is how everything that we're working on is proceeding at a pace. Whether that be in decentralization efforts, in computing, in everything. Sorry about that, but and on the AI front, and so I'm going to springboard off of that and talk about our efforts. First of all, with AI DSL. Again, as I said, that's proceeding. We're right now basing everything on existing tools and services on our own marketplace, the command line interface. We're building a solid foundation in order to move forward. We've already started creating a test environment on the platform based on the Gurley network in order to experiment with AI DSL directly on the platform. Again, using the existing command line interface. We've already investigated Idris and are building on the Idris SDK in order to leverage their own state-of-the-art features, including service discovery, and it's moving forward apace, and that's what I was hearing from Sergey, from Alexei, and from our Robert. And of course, the goal of AI DSL in terms of decentralized services is to call, compose, verify, specify, and synthesize services to create much more complex services from simpler, basic ones. I mentioned that we're continuing on pace, and it also includes in the more our AI R&D space that Alexei discussed with Hyperon and Sergey mentioned with large language models. There's just it's such an exciting time right now. The ideas are just percolating up all the time to engage and create the synergies, the cognitive synergies between all of the different pieces that Alexei, Sergey, Robert, and the entire ecosystem, from the spin-offs and so on. There's so much going on. We're actually in the throes of planning a special session to kind of talk about some of these new ideas in an upcoming session. Some of these new brainstorm ideas, and stay tuned. much more exciting things to come.
Janet, maybe there's something you would like to say about this as well.
It's clear that there is we're in a pivotal moment in history with the widespread usage and acceptance of artificial intelligence via ChatGPT. the hotel where I'm staying here in Dubai, the head of bookings told me he spends 6 hours a day on ChatGPT. Everyone I meet is using it. And it's also clear that they are not as intelligent as they would be if SingularityNET made them. So that's all I have to say on it for now, but definitely exciting news coming soon in this space.
We'll organize a special recording just about this upcoming topic later on, so stay tuned, and we always will have great news for you, and this is no exception. All right, that closes our AGI part for today. We didn't talk about marketing yet. Oh, I see Peter has left, and okay, there are no more. Oh, no, you're still here. You were off camera. Peter, is there anything you would like to mention on the marketing front?
Well, I have to admit, most of it is covered already in the call, as you have heard. There's just tons of stuff happening. The ecosystem keeps growing, and more and more stuff happens. Over the past weeks, a lot of effort went into supporting the Rejuve TGE, of course. It was great fun, and yeah, it's always a special time, these TGE times. That's it's proper fun. Then another thing which is ongoing and might be at the time of this recording going live, it might have passed already, and I'm sure you, Jan, might also touch on it a little bit. There's a governance event right now for both the Deep Funding Round 2 and loyalty rewards allocations. There's a decent chance, I think, by the time you're watching this, the results are also in, at least partially. Yeah, besides that, we're helping out with getting all the spin-off decks and supporting documents in order, because Rejuve is far from the last spin-off to spin-off. We've also been supporting Mindplex and building out the audience, as Connor touched on already. And we're working on a decentralization summit. This will take place in April. Not going to go too much in detail there, but just wanted to mention that. Something to look out for. Yeah, on socials, our metrics just keep moving in the right direction, so that's looking great. And we have a couple of new additions to the marketing team, so yeah, we're getting extra hands to help us out. I think that covers it.
Thanks a lot. I think things are definitely going in the right direction. And today I see a lot of smiling faces. And of course, if these days, if you are in AI, then and if you're in blockchain and AI, you are at the right place. So that certainly helps. But it also is the right timing for us. There are so many things waiting for completion, and some of them are already setting off right now. So this is a great time to be in this company and to be watching this company. So one of the red lines in this update was also decentralization. Decentralization of computing and other stuff. And as you mentioned, Peter, we're working now on organizing a decentralization summit. And following that summit, we will be working harder than we are already doing now on decentralizing SingularityNET, or at least parts of SingularityNET. So there's a lot of interesting stuff to come, not just on the science part, the AGI part, and all the spin-offs, but if that isn't enough already, we also keep putting a lot of effort in decentralization and in governance. So from my perspective, from deep funding, which is a substantial part of my work at SingularityNET, we are continuously working on governance and improving governance and working on decentralization and having a very experimental mindset. As you are watching this, indeed, the voting of round 2 will certainly be over. And perhaps by that time, we already know who are the winners, if I can call that, of that round, and who will have who will be the awarded teams going forward. So it's very exciting, a very exciting time. And after this round, we will have a new governance round on deep funding. We'll be announcing that shortly, meaning that we're looking for your feedback on this last round and asking you if you have any ideas on how we can improve this in the next round going forward. So the other red line here is community. Decentralization and community go hand in hand. And first of all, also my point to thank you all for, first of all, collaborating with me and the whole team and the other deep funding teams on our portal, giving feedback, putting a lot of time in that. So it was really good to see how much engagement we are already getting in our platform. I also like to thank you for the act of voting, which while I'm speaking is not yet done, but when you're seeing this will certainly be finished. So thank you for voting, and looking forward to your input and your engagement in deep funding, and later on in more widely the topic of decentralization. Going forward. So keep your ideas coming. We're open to all your ideas and suggestions. So if you have an idea how we can improve, we already have a bunch of ideas by ourselves, by the way. So there's a lot going to change over time anyway. But we are very much open to any feedback from our community as well. So thank you for that. Then let's see. We have Renata here. Renata, is there something you would like to tell us about all the new hires we are getting into our organization?
Hello, everyone. Hello for the community. We are working to support all these brilliant projects and the volume of work that everyone has been announced here today. In the past 1 week and a half, we have 7 people who have started. Mostly they were to support marketing. We have a number of 1 marketing consultant that has started. The most of the hiring also, they were for short-term contracts to support projects mainly. We have 2 content writers, 1 content marketer to support Mindplex, 1 content writer, 1 content marketer and 1 writer to support Mindplex. We also have a few people that were volunteers that we offered a short-term contract to support for the next 3 or 6 months. Including John Galaxy project, for example. There are 2 people waiting to start. It's 1 senior meta developer and 1 VP of operations. There is also 1 executive assistant who started to help Janet and a few others. There is also an hiring for our first hiring for deep funding. That is deep funding operations manager. That's it, basically. Apart from that, we are working on the payments. Everything is running on time. And there are a number of open positions for Rejuve. Please keep an eye on our web page because we are advertising that and working on the priorities. There's a lot of opportunities that's coming on the website this week for Rejuve project.
All right, that's another thing to look forward to. Thanks so much, Renata. Yeah, and one thing I like to point out here is indeed we have a new operation manager in deep funding, and Raphael, as he is called, started today, and I'm really happy and proud that we have him on board. And so he will be helping out me with a lot of things, but what he will also do is work a lot with the community and with the awarded teams and with both of them together, because we don't want to grow our organization around deep funding inwards, but we want to grow it outwards. So making sure that we scale by involving the community as much as possible. That is our purpose. And Raphael will help me with that and will help all of you with that if you are interested in helping build our deep funding community. There will be plenty of work going forward. So thanks for that. And thanks, Renata, for all your help and assistance on that front. Couldn't have done it without you. And it went indeed very smoothly and fast as well. So also on that area, we are continually growing and improving as an organization. All right, that wraps it up for today. Thank you all very much for this wonderful update. There's so much going on in this organization, as always. And I'm sure next time, in about a month from now, we'll have new things to talk to you about. So I hope you will be tuning in then, and I hope we'll be seeing each other again in about 4 weeks from now. Thank you.